Hey guys, it's SG.bricks here. That's my name at the moment. It's probably going to change because I still haven't decided on it. But today I'm doing a video of the top 10 LEGO Star Wars sets that I think need a remake. I know my upload schedule hasn't been the best, but let's get into it, shall we? Okay, starting off our list, we have the Republic Attack Shuttle, which was last released in 2009 and hasn't been remade since, even though it is featured quite a lot through the Clone Wars. When it was released, it was quite a small set for what it is. I feel like it should have been a lot larger scale. It came with 3 minifigures, being like Mace Windu, a clone, and a clone pilot. I reckon if they were to remake it, they should just scale it up to, not minifig scale, because if it were minifig scale, it would be massive, but to like maybe half of that, which would still be quite a big ship. And then just throw in a few more figures. You could have a clone pilot, a couple clone troopers, a Jedi or two. The last one had Mace Windu, which would be nice to see again. But yeah, I suppose that's all there is to say about it. Next up on our list, we have the ATTE, which was last properly released in 2013, if you don't count that Rebels one that had all the kind of building on it. I'll have a picture on the screen now. Captain Rex's one, which I really don't like, partly due to the fact that I despise Rebels. Maybe I'll do a video on that another time, we'll see. But the 2013 one was just amazing, and the one before as well, it sells for hundreds and hundreds. Like, it was just a completely stellar set with great figures. It had 2 Jedi being Mace Windu and another one which I've completely forgotten the name of. It had a couple Geonosian battle droids. But for whatever reason, I'm fairly sure it had only 1 clone trooper, which is quite disappointing. Like, it should totally have had more. So, obviously, if this were to be remade, similar scale, a bit larger would be nice, but I doubt LEGO would do that. And then just kind of similar minifigures, just because the set was great at the time it came out, and I don't see it needing like a massive update other than the figures. Because in the last one, an issue I had with it was it had more droids than it had clones, which is completely stupid because it is a clone vehicle on the Republic vehicle, which I just think is dumb. So let's move on to number 8. At number 8, we have the Arc 170 Starfighter. There have been 2 iterations of the set, one that came out in, I think, 2005, which is very outdated, but another one came out in 2009, which is still really old. The 2009 one in particular was a really, really good set. It came with quite a good selection of figures. It had a Kit Fisto and a couple clone pilots, along with an astromech droid, I think R2-D2. It was just, and I mean, it wasn't an amazing set, but it's just one that is almost essential to a clone army. But if you want to get it now, it goes for hundreds. It has a 400 pieces and isn't a massive set, but it's just skyrocketed in price since it came out. I mean, quite justifiably, since they haven't released one for 11 years. And this is just a set that I would love to see. Similar to scale to the last one, but updated builds, updated figures. Of course, they would probably shove a load of spring-loaded shooters on it rather than flick missiles, but it's just a set that I would love to see remade, because it would be a great addition to any clone army. Number 7, we have the LEGO, The Battle of Endor, which was released in 2009 and has not been remade since, obviously, hence the video. I had this set, and it was a great set. It came with an ATST, a couple speeders, a catapult, and kind of flyer for the Ewoks. And most importantly, the actual bunker, the Imperial bunker, which is just... It had a great feature on it where you could press these buttons and it would shoot off the side panel to just show it exploding. The kind of excess stuff wouldn't be super great for the set, but I would just mainly love to see the actual bunker itself be remade in, I suppose, a larger scale, because it was a very small part of the set at the time. Well, no, it was the main part, but obviously it wasn't huge, and I would just love to see this remade, because it wasn't very detailed. It was a while ago. Like, I'll have pictures on the screen now. You could see it was very kind of clunky. There was foliage on the sides. It was just like a few plants sitting there. The figures though were great. There were like a couple rebel troopers. There was a Han, Leia, a bunch of Ewoks. It had Chewie, loads of scout. Well, I say loads. I mean, a couple scout troopers. It just had loads, especially for the price it was. It was just a great set that I would love to see again. The next one to me is a no-brainer. It was the Republic dropship with AT-OT. This was just a completely stellar set. It was made in 2009, or it came out in 2009. Had like 1,700, close to 1,800 pieces. It was just it was an amazing set, and it sells for minimum about 1,000 quid, which is just ridiculous. It was a great set, but it was very flawed because I know that had a quite a bit. I never had it, but I do know that it had quite a brittle design. It was quite weak, and the feature of the actual set the dropship picking up the AT-OT was quite a task to do apparently. But if this were remade, I imagine they would make it stronger, easier, preferably with more pieces. I remember the set as well came with just loads of clone figures. It had a pilot and then just, I think, 5 or 6 regular troopers, which was just great for, if you got it, it would instantly build your army quite a solid amount. Like most sets these days, you'll get 6 figures in. Oh yeah, with the new AT-AT, you get 6 figures in an 140 quid set, and 2 of those figures are just like repeats of other ones. And this set was just amazing on that side. On every side really, it was just a great set. It had great functions, great size, and I would have loved to get it, but of course now it's so much. Okay, I don't think this list would be complete without putting this set on it. The Venator class Republic attack cruiser from 2009. This set was awesome, and it hasn't come out since 2009, and sells for a similar price as the dropship, even though it's half the size. Its figures were amazing. It had Palpatine, a couple guards of some sort. I've completely forgotten the name. The blue ones, a gunner and a pilot, a clone gunner and pilot, and it was just. This set has never been remade, even though it's such a massive role in the Clone Wars, the show, the film, the prequels. It was just a massive had a massive role in it, and it was a great set. And I just don't understand why they haven't remade it, and I could totally see them doing it. They have loads of mocks, probably hundreds. I would also love to see a UCS one, although a Playscale one would be much more likely. And of course there have been loads of mocks of UCS ones as well. I know that there's one, I'll probably have it on screen now, that has thousands of pieces and is the most popular one that I see the most often. Number 4, we have the MTT. This set has been made 3 times. Once, I think, 1999, that's a guess, but around then. Once in 2007, which is clearly the best one, and once in around 2010, 2011. The 2007 one was just absolutely amazing. 7662, it had loads of battle droids, a droid echo or 2, just different kinds of battle droids. It was massive. It had two racks of the little battle droid transport things, and that was actually reduced to, I think, was really downgraded, both in size and figures in the more recent one, because it dropped the size of the rack that it had figures on down from 1 to 2, which just instantly put the droids in half. The size of it is way smaller, it has way less functions, and it's just overall a lot worse. But the old one was just an amazing set. There was quite hard to get your hands on as well, and now again it's skyrocketed in price, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. But if they were to re-release it, I would say just a similar thing to the 2007 one, but with an updated design, so clearly looking better, because the other one is quite clunky. But this one I would love to see it in the Clone Wars style, so in the blues and greys. I'll have a picture of it now. I would just love to see this set. This is one of my personal favourite sets of all time, actually, the 2007 one, which I would love to get my hands on, but is next to impossible if I don't want to spend hundreds now, so. Moving on, I guess. Just cracking our top 3, we have the LEGO Death Star. This set came out in 2007 and has been on shelves since, if you include the kind of upgrade to this as the same set. Because of course in the 2010s sometime, it was updated slightly. They changed a couple functions and they've updated the figures. But both times there have been like over 20 figures, which is just great, and it's been packed with functions. And word has it that this year, actually no, I'm fairly sure it's confirmed, that this year it will be retiring, which is the perfect time to make a Death Star with paneling, whether it has an interior or not. It's just because obviously the really large one, the play scale one, was completely open with, which is it's a great set. Don't get me wrong, but it isn't a great display piece. And then of course you have on the complete other side the UCS Death Star 2, which was another amazing set, but which obviously couldn't have an interior because like half of it's still being built. I would love them to get the best of both worlds, so make a Death Star 1 with paneling, and give it maybe not as much of an interior, maybe even just make it a UCS set like the Death Star 2. I would just love to see a proper Death Star with paneling. At number 2, this one I assume lots of people will disagree with, and I'm not sure why I put it so high, but the Droid Battle Pack, from 2007, yeah, 7. It was set number 7654, and it came with 4 regular battle droids and 3 super battle droids. This is for people. It was really just for people who want to build up their separatist army, and obviously the battle droids weren't super great, but it was really good to get 3 super battle droids in a set at so cheap for all of what you're getting. Of course, the original one had a STAP and a sort of droid hovercraft. It doesn't really matter what the build is, but it was just a great set for army building, and I would love to see it again just to get all of those super battle droids, because of course they could now update them with the gun arms, I suppose. They could throw in a droidecker or dwarf spider droid, that would be nice. But yeah, it was just a set that not everyone loved, but I personally really liked and would love to see again. Mentions category, we have 3 sets that I'm not going to dawdle on. The first one is the Republic gunship, and I'm sure there's some people out there pulling their hairs out wondering why I haven't put it on the list. It's purely because there's going to be a UCS one releasing as it was voted in, probably next year. The next one is a TIE Fighter, which it's ridiculous to me that it's has such a huge role in all the films, and there've only been, I think, 4 ever released, when, let's say, you'll get a Luke's Landspeeder or a Naboo Starfighter, like, every other year, which is just ridiculous. Next, and the third one, and final one, we have the Separatist Shuttle, which there's been one set released of, which wasn't good. It was completely the wrong scale. It looked kind of ridiculous to me. It had, like, cogs and gears showing. It just wasn't a great set, and it was been in the Clone Wars quite a lot. And I've actually recently built a mock of one in minifig scale that I'll probably do a video on soon, so keep your eye out for that. So without further ado, let's move on to our number 1 spot. Finally, topping off our list at number 1, we have the Clone Battle Pack from January 2007. I don't want to see a regular Clone Battle Pack. I want to see a Phase 2 Clone Battle Pack like this one. This one was amazing. It had 2 regular troopers, one Star Cop trooper, which we actually haven't seen since, a Coruscant Guard, which we have seen one update of, but it now sells for like 30 quid for one, which is just ridiculous. This set was amazing. It only sold for $10 as well, which I think in the UK would be, my guess would be about £8, which is awesome, because they obviously they've now raised the price. Now they sell for $15 or £13, which is annoying, but I understand it is a business and they have got to make their money, and I mean they'll take the opportunity, obviously. But this set, if I would see it again, I would love to see them have 2. Well, there are 2 ways that I could see it. There would be 2 regular Phase 2 clone troopers. This would happen either way. But the first way, they would just go with generic troopers that can be used anyway, so they would have the 2 regular ones, then a Phase 2 gunner, and a Phase 2 pilot. The other way I could see it is if they want to put specific, like, figures from different battalions, so they would have, again, the 2 regular clone troopers, and then what I would want would be a Coruscant Guard and a Wolfpack trooper, because both of those figures sell for, the latest version at least, sell for 30 quid new, which is just stupid. Like, it's one figure. I mean, they are a really cool figure though. Both of them are really cool, and each of them only came out in one set, and they are just absolutely stellar, and I really, really want them. This would just be the perfect opportunity for them. But knowing Lego, they would probably just throw in a figure that no one wants as well, like a Jedi or something. Like we saw the battle pack recently, that's the supposed clone battle pack that has 2 clones in it, and then a you know, the guy with a big head, and then a Luminara, which was, I mean, I don't, putting named characters in a battle pack is just beyond me. No one wants to build an army of named characters, which is, but this would just be the perfect opportunity to go all out and make an amazing set. Obviously, they've released a 501st supposed battle pack recently, which is just, I'm going to do 2 whole videos on this. One being a review, because I did just get a couple copies, and one being a sort of rant video on the fact that it is 25 quid, and it's not a battle pack. It is not what we asked for. But, you know, I'm going to hold it for that video. You'll see it when it comes out. But this would just be the perfect opportunity to make an amazing set. So that's the list. Thank you very much for watching. I've really enjoyed making this video. I want to say that I'm going to get in a more regular upload schedule, but it's just that if you enjoyed the video, do feel free to leave a like. If you didn't, also feel free to leave a hateful comment down below. Subscribe if you want, and I will see you in the next video, possibly in another 6 months.